whole drink on Tisha. She needs to get the out of here. She needs to get the whole out of here.
She needs to go. We're about to go.
Call the police and drug test.
Do that, bitch. Do it. Do it, bitch.
Things got way out of hand between Stormi and Latisha, and it wasn't just a regular argument, it was an all-out eruption. This wasn't the kind of disagreement you brush off with a few words and walk away from. No, this had been simmering beneath the surface for a long time. If you've been paying attention to the show, the tension between Stormi and Latisha didn't just appear overnight. It's been slowly growing season after season. At first, it was barely noticeable. The kind of silent rivalry that sneaks up on you if you're not watching closely.
Is there something that was said on camera that made you feel that way?
Was it? No, not on camera, not with the show, no. More so in interviews, like interviews.
My interview?
I can't remember if it was your interview, but it was other interviews for sure.
Stormi came onto the show as the fresh face New Energy, her own successful business, and a strong online presence. She wasn't just someone trying to get famous off reality TV, she already had something going. Latisha, on the other hand, was one of the original cast members. She had built her story around her marriage with Marceau and their journey in business together. She had been there from the beginning, carving her place in the show alongside her husband. Now, you'd think two powerful women like that would respect each other, especially since both of them are successful in their own right. But instead of admiration, what we got was silent competition. They never said it out loud, but every time they were on screen together, it felt like they were measuring each other up, throwing looks, tossing sly comments, and waiting for the other to slip. If you remember that business brunch episode, that's when things started getting spicy. Stormi made a comment about how some women only shine because of who they married. She didn't say anyone's name, but come on, it was clear she was talking about Latisha. Latisha's whole storyline has centered around her marriage and how she stepped out from her husband's shadow to build her own brand. That comment cut deep, and Latisha wasn't about to stay quiet.
Not know what the landscape is gonna look like. I cannot have what I feel like I need. I can be literally running on E and I'll still go forward because like in my spirit, if I'm in flow, whatever's supposed to come to me will come.
In the very next episode, she fired back with her own dig, saying that some people think success comes from having followers online, not hard work. That was clearly aimed at Stormi, who's built a brand around her image and social media influence. It wasn't just shade. It was a declaration of war. From then on, every interaction between them felt like a battle. Whether it was subtle looks, passive-aggressive comments, or not-so-hidden messages in interviews, you could tell neither of them trusted the other. Stormi saw Latisha as fake and overly polished, like someone trying too hard to play the perfect role.
When people feel that they can use you and not respect the fact that they did use you.
Latisha thought Stormi was loud, too flashy, and not grateful for the opportunity the show gave her. It wasn't just tension, it was pure friction. And as we all know, that kind of pressure eventually leads to an explosion. And exploded, did right behind the scenes, when the cameras weren't even supposed to be rolling. Let's break down exactly what happened. It was supposed to be a normal day of filming. Everyone was getting ready, makeup teams, producers setting up, cast members preparing for their scenes. Everything seemed like business as usual. Then, suddenly, shouting broke out from backstage. This wasn't some playful banter or even a heated discussion for the cameras. This was real. Loud voices, raised emotions. People turned to see what was going on, and it was none other than Stormi and Latisha going head-to-head. Martell Holt, who was already mixed up and ready to shoot, heard the noise and walked over, probably thinking it was just another scene. But what he walked into wasn't for the cameras, it was full-on chaos. Latisha was standing inches from Stormi's face, yelling with her finger pointed up. Witnesses say she was shouting, "Say that stuff now." Say it to me, not in a confessional, "Stormi, not backing down," shouted back. "You fake. Say it with your chest, like you do online." From there, it went from just yelling to something much bigger. Martell tried to step in, telling them to calm down and trying to separate them, but the tension had already passed the boiling point. Stormi's voice cracked like she had been holding this in for a long time. Latisha wasn't calming down either. Security rushed in. Producers were yelling. Someone even ripped off their headset in frustration, trying to stop things from going further. Within minutes, production was completely shut down. But why did it get so heated so fast? Let's get into the real reasons, because this wasn't just about petty drama or camera time. It runs much deeper. Turns out, there had been drama brewing for months that no one saw coming. Word around the set is that Stormi had been in quiet talks with the network OWN about getting her own show. Not just more scenes on Huntsville, but an entirely new spin-off. That's huge. And when Latisha found out about it, she was not happy. See, Latisha sees herself as one of the main reasons the show became what it is today. She's been there since the beginning, helping to build the brand. So to hear that a newer cast member who hasn't been through all the same ups and downs might be getting a whole spin-off? That felt like a slap in the face. It wasn't just about jealousy. Latisha has been trying hard to step out from being seen as just Marceau's wife. She wants people to see her as a businesswoman, a leader, and someone who doesn't need her husband's shadow to shine. Stormi getting her own spotlight? That felt like someone stealing the shine she had worked so hard for. But it didn't stop there. The real mess started when rumors began to spread that Stormi had some kind of receipts. We're talking about proof texts, screenshots, or messages linking Marceau to something shady. Not business stuff either. We're talking cheating rumors. Now, if you followed Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know this isn't the first time Marceau's name has come up in cheating allegations. But this time, people are saying Stormi had more than just rumors. Allegedly, she had proof. So imagine being Latisha, already upset about the possible spin-off, and now finding out that one of your castmates might be sitting on dirt about your husband. That's betrayal at a whole new level. And according to insiders, during that backstage blow-up, Latisha screamed, "You think this show's going to protect you? Try me." That's not TV drama, that's real-life pain. People on set even said Latisha looked more hurt than angry. This wasn't just about TV, it was personal. Because no matter what happens in her marriage, Latisha has always stood by Marceau. So to feel like someone close to the show was trying to bring him down? That's what pushed her over the edge. But it didn't end backstage. Just 2 days after everything went down, a blurry cell phone video hit the internet. It was only about 10 seconds long, but it showed just enough to get everyone talking. You could hear Stormi yelling, "Say it to my face now." Latisha was being held back by 2 crew members, clearly trying to lunge forward. Stormi was waving her arms, shouting. A producer can be heard yelling, "Cut it! Get them out of here." That tiny clip lit the internet on fire. Within an hour, the hashtag #StormiesLatisha was trending. Fans were arguing non-stop. Some were on Stormi's side, saying she finally stood up for herself. Others were defending Latisha, saying Stormi crossed a serious line by bringing up her marriage. And then, Stormi added fuel to the fire by going live on Instagram. She was in her glam room, clearly still heated. She said, "I don't need no show to validate me. I was successful before I ever stepped on that set." She didn't say names, but we all knew who she was talking about. She even added, "If you can't handle real, maybe reality TV isn't for you." Latisha didn't go live, but she did post a Bible verse on her IG stories. "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." She added, "God don't like ugly." Then, a couple of hours later, she deleted it. But as we all know, screenshots are forever. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, OWN executives were not happy. They stepped in fast. Legal teams started handing out warnings, trying to stop any more leaks from spreading online. This wasn't just cast drama anymore. It was starting to affect the entire Love and Marriage brand. OWN has already dealt with cast members taking fights public in the past. They're not trying to let things spiral again. So they took action. Production was completely paused. And this wasn't just a producer's call. Executives reportedly came down in person to manage it. That's how serious things got. Both Stormi and Latisha were suspended from filming. No interviews, no promo shoots, nothing. They basically disappeared from anything related to love and marriage Huntsville. And with that came rumors of a possible cast shakeup. Insiders say the network is tired of physical confrontations. They want to protect the brand and the people working behind the scenes. There's even talk that one of the women might be permanently removed from the show. If Stormi gets let go, fans are going to feel the loss. She brought something new and exciting. But if Latisha leaves, that's a major shift. She's part of the foundation of the show. Either way, someone's future is on the line. And don't forget, there was one person who saw everything go down right in front of them, Martell Holt. Martell was there when the yelling started. Some people say he tried to stop it. Others say he stood back and let it happen, maybe even enjoying the drama a little. Let's be real, when Martell's not in the middle of the mess, he doesn't mind watching others take the heat. And what about Carlos King? Carlos has a talent for turning real-life conflict into unforgettable TV. Some believe he and Martell saw this feud building and knew it would get people talking online. But now, fans are wondering, did they let it get too far? Whatever the case, Martell hasn't said a word publicly. Which raises the question, was he trying to stay clean this time, or is he waiting for the perfect moment to step back into the spotlight?